Naveeda, what was it about makeup that spanned a 30-year career?
Well, to be fair, I didn't really want to do makeup. I was a complete and utter tomboy. I used to dress like a guy, have my hair tied back, would never ever apply any makeup. My dad wanted me to do physics, chemistry and biology and become an optician. And I had to wait till I got married and he didn't have that control in my life to go and do a beauty course because I loved beauty. I wanted to do beauty. And when I'd done beauty, there was a short makeup course in there. I'd done that and I thought, oh, this is quite good. I enjoy this. And the rest is history. I absolutely love my work. And I say to people, people say, oh, I'm not talented or I'm not, you know, creative. I didn't think I was either. So if I can do it, I say anyone can do it.
So, I mean, you have, you know, worked with some of the most amazing celebrities, but also very ordinary, normal women, bridals mostly, right? So tell me some of the trends that you've noticed when it comes to beauty, because obviously in our culture, light skin is very much seen as very beautiful. Are you still seeing that trend that people want to be lighter?
No, I don't think, I'm not personally seeing people that want to go lighter. I think a lot of people want to go their colour. I think people are much more confident in the colour of their skin now. Before, years ago, yes, it used to be,
there was a trend.
Yes, there was a trend. Oh, make her fairer, make her lighter. But even then, if you notice, our neck is, you know, our neck around our chest area is a different colour to our face. And that's because we tan on our face. Our original colour is somewhere, but you know, on our neck and our chest. And that normally matches to your cheeks. So you can go to that colour tone, but I don't like going really fair on people. I mean, I had this one poor girl, right? She was a bride. I've got to tell you this story. She was a bride, and the bride was probably a bit darker than you, and the bride's sister-in-law, so her husband's sister, must have been about 3 shades lighter than me.
Right.
And the bride didn't say anything. She sat there, and the sister-in-law go, "Can you make her as white as me?" And I looked at her and I go, "But why?" She goes, "Because my brother's really fair." And I thought, well, why is he marrying her if he doesn't like what she looks like? And I refused. I said, no, I won't do that because that's not what I represent. And she goes, "Oh, but we're here." And I go, "You're wasting your money." She goes, no, just do it. So I done it to what I thought was, you know, okay. And of course they didn't book me. But that was many years ago. I think you have some people, they would rather pick out the lighter tones in their skin, and that's fine to do. So there's a difference than being, you know, one colour and 10 shades whiter. So I think, you know, we all have lighter and darker areas on our face, especially Asians, we have the dark T-zone. So it's good to match up to the, you know, the cheek areas and the neck area, and that's fine to go that fair.
But beauty is something that's quite subjective as well, isn't it? What some people is for beauty, others isn't, right? But for me, always being dark-skinned, always being seen as not so beautiful and not so pretty.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I mean, is that still some of the challenges you're facing?
No, because look at these supermodels on the catwalk in the mainstream media. They're dark, they have vitiligo, they have skin conditions. Now it's all becoming a part of accepting those flaws. And being dark isn't a flaw. I find makeup on darker skin tones is absolutely beautiful. I prefer that. I had this one girl, another bride actually, and she was quite fair. And all she done throughout the whole makeup session, "Oh, do you know, it's not my fault that I'm fair. Everyone's jealous of me." And I'm looking at her, you may be fair, but you haven't got the great, you know, not great features. So does colour really matter? You know, doesn't the features matter? And if you look at some dark-skinned people, the features, you know, they just stand out. They're amazing.
So she automatically thought, yes. And there's a sense of entitlement, isn't there?
Absolutely, absolutely. But again, that was like years ago. Now, I find people want to look like themselves. You know, makeup's gone a bit crazy with all the over-contouring and everything, and becoming someone you're not. And
that's a real trend, isn't it?
Yes, and I don't like that because I think everyone is beautiful. Everyone has something on their face, a feature that is worth, bringing to the forefront, right? I don't believe that you should change who you are. I mean, again, I have a lot of grooms whose brides that I've done come and thank me for making their brides look like who they were and not changing them into someone else. What is the biggest thing on social media now? Everyone is so fake. People put on all these filters because they're...
Catfish, right? It's like that sort of thing.
Oh my goodness. Be happy. I think the younger generation hopefully are going to come out being a lot more self-aware, being a lot more confident in who they are, and hopefully social media with putting on filters and changing the way you are, I hope that stops, because I think it's really making people insecure, and it's a big problem with their mental health as well.
Massively.
Massive.
So what is the definition of beauty?
Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
Oldie but a goodie.
An oldie but a goodie. My husband might think I'm beautiful. Someone else might think I'm ugly. That's fine. As long as you're beautiful for someone that you like, or you look in that mirror and think, you know what, I'm not too bad. We'll always think there's someone more uglier than us. And we all know there's going to be someone more beautiful than us. And that's okay to be in the middle.
Do you think the use of language in beauty is something important? Because you've said the word ugly, and as you say, technically no one's ugly, right?
No one's ugly.
No. But do you think that is an issue on language, how we actually describe what beauty is? Ugly, beautiful?
Yes, I think it is, but so it's really hard, isn't it? Because when you start trying to...
It's habitual, isn't it? Like,
yes.
It's habits.
Yeah. But I'd never look at someone and think they're ugly. I have brides coming to me, oh, Naveeda, I'm ugly and you're going to have to do a lot. And I say, you're not ugly. You're beautiful. Someone is marrying you that obviously think that you're beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's such a shame that word has... such a negative connotation, because you think of the ugly duckling, really, turned out to be a beautiful swan. We all, come on, I know in my teenage years, when I look back at the pictures, I think, oh my God, I look awful. The haircuts, just everything I thought ugly, literally. Right. So hopefully growing up to be a bit okay. So I think what it is, more than anything else, people are striving too much to be beautiful, and no one knows what beautiful is, Or
beautiful is everything, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So you do think the attitudes are changing? So when we're talking about not just beauty, but you have worked with celebrities, you've been around sort of fashion, and you've been around these sort of industries, modelling, catwalks and things like that. Do you think the attitudes are changing within those industries?
They are, but also you've brought up celebrities and models. They have their insecurities as well. We think that, they're beautiful, they're models, they're celebs, they've got to be really confident, but they're not. There's not one person, no matter how perfect we may be, that we think that we are perfect. We will always pick out something that we think that needs fixing. I think attitudes have changed a bit. I think it's 50-50, to be quite fair. The people that are heavily influenced by social media have a total different outlook. Where the people are now thinking, don't want to do social media. It's not good on my mental health. Those people are very confident and they're quite happy the way they look.
So, do you think so we're talking about more of the idea of beauty, aren't we now? So what the idea is. So you're saying natural and just enhancing yourself.
Yeah, enhancing.
Rather than changing anything.
Yes, I don't believe that. I mean, you have all these people, I want a really skinny nose, and they've got quite big cheeks here. Now, I'm a bit round here, and my nose is in proportion to my face. Now, if I make my nose really slim, I've got a thin nose, but it makes everything else look fat. So what is the point? It's about, what it is? We look at people and they've got two eyes, a nose and a mouth. Why does one person look more beautiful than the other? is because they're symmetrical, their face is symmetrical. It's all about being symmetrical.
Isn't that to do with trends, for example, on who the hottest influencer is, what's trending on TikTok at the moment? Isn't that more to do with it?
Okay, so we've got a generation of followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've got.
But followers are currency, aren't they?
Yes, okay. And those influencers may know nothing about what, you know, I see some of these influencers doing their makeup and I think, oh, please come to me, let me do it. Let me fix the makeup. And
it seems quite extreme because I think,
yes.
I think there's a desperation of doing something different, right?
Yes, yes. But it's, you know, do something different, but do it well. Because if you've got these people following you, you owe it to them to know what you're talking about and show them something, you know, what you're how to do. So that's a big responsibility
it's craft,
for them.
Right? We're talking about craft.
Yeah. Okay, but a lot of these influencers, they're here, nor here nor there. They've just become famous. Now ask yourself, when you're looking or following people on Instagram or TikTok, what is it that you look for? You find that the people that are quite appealing to the eye, they have a lot of followers. People that are funny have followers. Anyone that's serious doesn't have no, you know, they don't really have followers. I think it's about the look or what they're presenting.
Trends,
yeah, the trends.
Fashion,
yeah, the fashion. But again, nowadays, people say, what's the trend? I mean, everything's the trend, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
You can go simple, you can go heavy. It's like the mini skirt and the long skirt. You know, at one time, everyone was wearing the mini skirts. At one time, everyone was wearing the long skirts. Now, you can wear either or, right? And that's the same with makeup. Everything has come round full circle, 360.
Yeah.
So from the 60s, the makeup's coming back, the 70s, you know, the 80s. Everything is in. There's nothing that you can't do that isn't fashionable or trendy. So
isn't it more about how you feel? Isn't that the sort of the answer rather than sort of what's trendy or what do I wear? It's how you're feeling today, this moment.
Yes, exactly. I want to do blue eyeshadow, so I'm going to put blue eyeshadow on, and that's going to be trendy. I mean, some trends are just a no-no. Like, okay.
Is that your opinion?
Yes. Okay, that's my opinion. When everyone went round overdrawing their eyebrows and really looking masculine, I'm thinking, wow, you're going to look back at these photos 10 years from now and actually frighten yourself. I mean, they just looked horrendous. It's just like, and it's kind of faded off. And this is another thing I say to people, when it comes to big events, don't go for just trends because trends will change. You should always go for something that is timeless, you know, and there's so many timeless looks, you know, and I think that's what people should go towards. And I think that's what's happening now. I think people are looking at, you know, influencers or people on social media, or, you know, with too much makeup on. Now we've got a lot of like brides asking for, we want to look more natural, we want to look who we are. And I think that then shows you that they're becoming more comfortable with themselves. They're not trying to change.
Self-acceptance.
Yes, they're not trying to change who they are, you know, what they look like. They're actually quite happy with how they look. And so they just want to enhance those little features. And I think that's what the trend's going to be now.
Don't you find something that you actually said about drawing on eyebrows? So when I was younger, I was totally ridiculed about my had really thick eyebrows. So, you know, plucking started happening. And also that was a trend, you know, having thin eyebrows or having no eyebrows and then just...
Yeah.
Don't you find there's a lot of inspiration that comes from a lot of like communities like us? Like, for example, I'll give you an example about fashion, like bindi, right?
Yeah.
So we wear bindis, but obviously there was a time where I was, you know, I would have been crucified to wear bindi if I walked down the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, that became a trend because, and that's also cultural appropriation, right? That's what we're on the realms of, that actually a lot of trends that are going on are actually from lots of different cultures other than...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the hair, the waves.
Yeah.
You know, that's not something new. That's like years old.
Or like, do you remember the old school like donut?
Oh
Like,
my God,
that
the donut,
came into
everyone's
fashion.
wearing those donuts now.
Yeah.
How easy to do the hairstyle. And to be fair, the more the Eastern European, the Asians, our eyebrows have always been arched.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the arched, eyebrows.
That was our
as well.
culture, right?
That was our culture. Ours was the arch, the long eyeliner, the flicks, So, we do have, there's a lot of, makeup styles that we have brought out there as the Asians, like the long eyeliners, the darker eyes, or the big lips, like the colour. Because we can get away with wearing colour. And this is what I say, our skin tone is just so beautiful that we can wear any colour. Now you've got a mustard, top on. It looks amazing against your skin tone.
Thank you.
Black to make me look thinner. That's all I'll ever wear, black, But we can actually wear colours and look amazing in these colours. And I think I'm so proud to have, be a bit, have a tan.
Yeah.
I mean,
have a shade.
Yeah, I have a shade. I mean, my best friend, she's English and she's always trying to get a tan. And I'm just sitting there, yep, natural.
Trying to stay out of the sun.
Absolutely.
Because it's expensive for us.
I love the sun though.
Yeah.
If anybody says to me, because out of my sisters, I'm the fairest, and one of them said to me, oh, you're fairer than all of us. I was devastated. I was like, right, I've got to go on a holiday and I've got to get a tan. I love having a tan. When I come back, I love that golden sun-kissed look.
Yeah.
I just think it just makes us look healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
So I love going darker where people are like, oh my God, no, stay in the shade. It's like, no, I want a tan.
What is the one thing that you want to change? Something that you don't agree with, something that you'd really like to change when it comes to the beauty industry?
Okay, the over-contouring.
Right.
Yeah,
which has been made famous by Kim Kardashian, right?
But you know what? Okay, so here's the thing. When you look at Kim Kardashian, you don't see these big dark black lines there, do you?
Yeah.
You don't see these dark black nose lines.
No.
And you don't see it. That's been blended. That's been done by professional makeup artists.
Yeah.
So they know how to enhance. They know how to shade without it looking too, like standing out. When you're contouring, you shouldn't go more than 2 shades darker than your own colour. Same with the highlighting, you don't go 2 shades lighter. When I see girls and they've got these black, like dark brown lines there or on their nose, it looks horrendous and they're not blended, yet they think they look good.
Yeah.
But what they're doing, they're attracting the wrong attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at them and thinking, oh my God, wipe it off. I mean, I went into a makeup counter one day, and it's big, big known brand, and the woman behind the counter, she was Asian, and she actually had quite, bless her, she had a bigger nose. But what she done, she made it really dark, really contoured it on the top. So here she's looking all fair and she's got this nose that's really dark and it's just making it more obvious. And that's what people don't understand. When you try too hard to conceal, you actually make it more obvious.
Right.
So it's about, like the blusher, for instance. If you put the blusher in the right place, that's where the contouring goes.
Yeah.
So if you just had the blusher in the right place, you don't need to go heavy with the contouring. So I think I don't like that because I think people are trying to change too much of what they look like.
Yeah, it's like kind of like, one thing I think I'd like to change is people being just more self-confident in themselves.
Absolutely. If I've got a big nose or a wide nose or I've got hooded eyelids. I mean, people have amazing eyes, like the big eyelids. I don't. So I've got to learn how to make my eyes look good.
Yeah.
So everything you can make to look good.
Yeah.
You don't have to change yourself.
Naveeda, thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.